It's election day in Australia. Opinion polls indicate that Prime Minister Anthony Albanese's ruling centre-left Labour is slightly in lead. Up against it is staunchly conservative Liberal National Coalition led by Peter Dutton. Both leaders come from blue-collar backgrounds, widely different from former leaders who typically had Oxbridge degree and high-flying careers in banking or law. But what if the voters decide to choose neither of the prominent leaders? Because Australians are increasingly voting for independents and outside the main parties. This has expanded the ranks of crossbenchers to 19 after the 2022 election out of 150 seats. Now predictions are Labour may need to form a minority government, something that hasn't happened in more than a decade. Let's look at the potential outcomes of the vote and what they would spell for Australia. If Labour gets to form a majority government, Mr. Albanese would continue as the Prime Minister and would name a new cabinet from among the elected members of his party. On top of his agenda after being re-elected is travelling to Washington and meeting American President Donald Trump very early on in his term. Another possibility, and the most likely one according to the polls, is formation of a minority Labour government. Labour is on a notional 78 seats, just 2 more than the majority mark. That said, analysts believe it faces the risk of losing some metropolitan seats, especially in the biggest states of Australia, where cost of living pressures are a major concern for the voters. It's important to note that after an election, the Prime Minister remains in the role until they resign. This means the incumbent holds the advantage in negotiations over a hung parliament. While campaigning, Mr. Albanese said he would not strike a deal with the Greens party or with independents. According to analysts, what he could do is reach agreements with crossbenchers for confidence in supply without policy strings attached. This is basically a guarantee from independents or minor parties who hold the balance of power that they will support the government if there is a vote of no confidence and will vote to pass appropriation spending bills so the government can provide services and pay public servants. Now, experts suggest Greens are unlikely to support a conservative Dutton government on ideological and policy grounds, while the Teal independents could split. This could give Labour an upper hand in negotiations for a minority government if it is only a few seats short of a 76-seat majority. Another possible outcome is a hung parliament. In this scenario, independents and minor parties would be the kingmakers. In the last hung parliament in 2010, the major parties were tied at 72 seats. The Labour and Liberal national leaders quoted a handful of independents and a Green, striking policy deals in exchange for support. The negotiations stretched on for weeks. In the end, Labour won more support and its minority government lasted 3 years. But there was bitterness over broken deals. Tasmanian independent Andrew Wilkie had said he will not enter another such deal in future. Then there could be a minority Liberal national government. For that, the coalition would have to make a large gain as it managed to secure only 53 seats in the previous parliament. Polling shows this is unlikely to happen. The most likely crossbench partners for the Liberal Nationals would be Teals and Queensland independent Bob Katter, who refused to support the Labour minority government in 2010. The last and the least likely scenario, according to analysts, is a majority Liberal national government. The coalition ruled for 9 years before its 2022 election loss, but cost of living pressures could drive voters to return to a conservative government.